All right, a good Wednesday evening to you. We've done this every other night this week, so why should Wednesday night be an exception? I am First Alert meteorologist David Ernst. Thank you for tuning in to this live update. We will be discussing, a variety of topics, but the general theme here will be our active weather continuing, additional chances for snowfall, a round of lighter snow tonight, and then heavier snow with a winter storm coming in on Friday. That continues into Saturday, and then we follow that up with the coldest air we have had so far this winter. So let me go ahead and switch some graphics around here, and we'll go ahead and get going. If you have any questions, we're here live on Facebook. This is also going out to YouTube, and we should be in the WBAY First Alert News app as well. You can interact on Facebook, so if you have any questions, feel free to log on to the WBAY TV2 page and go ahead and ask them. Paulie, nice to see you on here. And if you haven't already done so, please head over to my page, David Ernst, WBAY meteorologist, and throw a guy a like. I always appreciate it. You can ask me questions there, and I will post sometimes graphics that you don't typically see on the air to my Facebook page, and of course you can always interact with everything there. So what you've got on screen right here is our severe weather outlook, and we have light snow coming in tonight. In general, 1 to 3 inch totals, although I will say that it is possible we see some heavier snowfall into Door County. The National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory in Door County, but only Door County for the round of snow coming in tonight. After that, Friday into Saturday, we will see a round of heavier snow, a storm system taking a very similar track to the one that just brought us that heavy, wet snow. Some areas picked up 4, 5, 6 inches. Around Green Bay, we had 3.5. So the forecast wasn't perfect. We definitely missed out on the high-end potential there lakeside, but there is still more opportunities here for some heavy snowfall, to say the least. So let's go ahead and we will start you out here with just a quick look at First Alert Viper Max, and you will see snow showers as anticipated setting up across northern areas, and we will be watching this activity develop and intensify further through the night. So a band of light snow right now, generally along and north of Highway 29, so Wittenberg over to Shawano, central parts of Oconto County, and it is going through Peshtigo, Marinette, crossing the bay, and just starting to see a few flakes, at least on radar, here into Sturgeon Bay. We'll take a quick look at the camera there. We do have a sky camera in Sturgeon Bay, and you can see in the lights that we definitely do have a few of those flakes coming down. Temperature 28 degrees, so when the snow is falling and temperatures are in the 20s, you get more of a fluffier, lighter snow compared to the heavy, wet, just dense mess that fell across the area yesterday. So we're starting to see some of that light snow. Shawano, let's take a look at the camera. I don't know where we're pointed at here. Well, it looks like we've already got a little bit of a dusting out on the road surface. Little snow starting to already stick. You can see that in the intersection, some tire treads cut. So that just goes to show that we will see this snow accumulate on the road surface in relative short order as we have temperatures that largely are hovering below freezing or very near freezing, upper 20s and lower 30s. This is the wide view on the temperature map. Looks like everybody in the area is below 32, and that should remain the case tonight. So we will be looking at that snow to stick right off the bat. Let me check real quick. I've not looked at the road conditions from the DOT. We may not have too many slippery stretches being reported quite yet. Looks like just a little bit there into Langlade County, Highway 45 as you start getting, really north and south of Antigo, and a few slippery stretches there coming out of Langlade County, one along Highway 64 and heading up into Forest County. Elsewhere, no major issues showing up on the DOT map right now, but that can certainly change as we go into the night with that snow ongoing. Mike, thanks for the update there. Yeah, slippery roads in Mountain, and really, anywhere that little snow band is setting up, we will obviously see the potential for some of that light snowfall. I'll put this map into motion. This should be the last about 2 hours worth of data, and you can see those snow showers fairly persistent between Stevens Point and Wausau. Wittenberg has been dealing with it for quite some time now, and we do have that snow, again, overspreading much of central and southern parts of Marinette County. So we'll be looking at a round of lighter snow tonight. Let's get you into the forecast then. Well, actually, before I do that, let's go ahead and move the map south just to show you the next batch of snow. I see some showers coming into Wautoma, spreading in from the southwest. So that snow overspreading Fond du Lac County, Waupun, Ripon right now, seeing some lighter snowfall, and that will head up towards Oshkosh and Appleton here with time. Casey, blizzard warnings for Friday, Saturday. The way it's looking right now, probably not. Reason being is that I don't think our winds quite reach the threshold. Typically, you're looking at 35-mile-per-hour sustained winds, and I think we stay just under that, probably 25, 30 miles per hour. But this will be one of those instances where you're almost splitting hairs talking about does it meet the technical definition of a blizzard? And it may not, but there will still likely be times of whiteout or near whiteout conditions, reduced visibility with that blowing snow and the snow as it's coming down anyway. So we may not technically meet the definition for a blizzard, so there may not be blizzard warnings issued, but at times conditions will be just like what you would anticipate for a blizzard. So we are looking at a period of some very, very treacherous travel, shall we say, especially as we get into Friday evening and through the night into Saturday morning. That's when I would expect that storm to be at its peak. We will go ahead and take this just to avoid confusion here. Using just more of a chronological approach. So we'll go through the forecast tonight. You can see those snow showers, the batch across northern areas, and then the next round coming in from the south. And all in all, I would say Predictor has a pretty decent handle on how things are unfolding right now. Maybe it's an hour off here or there, but it has a pretty good handle on how things are playing out right now. So you'll notice 2 o'clock in the morning, some steady snow showers through much of central and eastern Wisconsin, and as we head on towards 7 o'clock in the morning, snow starting to wrap up into central Wisconsin, but still seeing some light snow, Fox Valley towards the lakeshore, and then that should begin to wrap up by 9 o'clock. But again, you'll notice there into Door County, seeing some of that lingering snowfall. As we go through the night and tomorrow, winds should be fairly light across the area, so unlike what we were dealing with yesterday, this won't be an event where we have strong winds to contend with blowing any of that snow around. So the light snow tonight and into Thursday, you won't have to deal with blowing snow, but it will be possible as we get into Friday and Saturday. Jim wouldn't rule thunder snow out, but we're a little farther away from the low, so I don't know that we quite have anything quite that intense here. But anytime you start getting that heavy snowfall coming down, there certainly could be enough lift and other things going on in the atmosphere that it could allow for a little bit of thunder or lightning. That not out of the question, but I wouldn't go ahead and call it likely. Snow totals here, generally 1-2 inches across the region tonight. Door County perhaps gets a little bit more. We'll update that map for you at 10 o'clock tonight. So perhaps we'll see a little bit higher total there into Door County. But outside of that, I would say right around 2 inches or so, give or take half an inch. Looks pretty reasonable across the region for that system coming in for you tonight. The daytime hours tomorrow, we will see temperatures that will hover in the lower 30s. Wouldn't expect to see much melting of the snow that falls. Probably not much sunshine in there either. Now we'll fast forward into Thursday night, and that's going to be where we start to see low pressure intensify off to our south and west. So the coming storm system is going to be what you see here, Omaha, Nebraska, and back down into Kansas and towards Colorado and New Mexico. So we will be looking for that to start overspreading the area. Different pause points on here. Let me go ahead then and we'll back it up. Get you right at 7 o'clock. So as the sun is coming out, that's when we'll start to see those snow showers begin to arrive. It's likely on the lighter side early on, somewhat spotty. This is a coarser resolution model, so it makes it look like there will be snow everywhere. This is more of just a broad brush look as opposed to some of the higher detail modeling that you get as we are closer to the event. So we will see the light snowfall begin to overspread the area. Friday morning, winds will be gradually increasing through the day on Friday, and as we head into the afternoon, notice those wind speeds right around 25 miles per hour sustained, gusting to 40. You'll see the deeper shades of blue getting in there, so that's going to indicate your heavier snowfall starting to arrive by that time. So it will be Friday afternoon and into Friday evening that we get into the really the heart of this storm system. Now, temperatures have nudged up a little bit from where they were looking at yesterday. I will say we might be spending a little bit more time closer to 30, 32 degrees on Friday than previously thought. So this is going to be a lighter in terms of just the weight of the snow, a lighter snow than what we experienced yesterday, but it is still likely to have some water weight, especially as we get into the peak of things there Friday afternoon. So it probably starts out lighter and fluffier, gets a little heavier and wetter into Friday afternoon, and then as things are winding down early Saturday, we get back into the lighter, fluffier snowfall, which would lend itself more to blowing and drifting. So I think we do deal with more issues in that regard than what we saw yesterday. And I will say overall, it looks like the potential for heavier snow is a little bit higher as well with this system coming through. Going into the day on Saturday, snowfall winding down, the wind will gradually diminish into the afternoon. Tomorrow, I will put out a more detailed map of snowfall predictions, but we'll go ahead and just kind of broad brush it right now. This is going to be the potential for a 6-inch snowfall just Friday, Saturday. So this does not include the snow that is going to be coming in tonight. That's not added into that 6 inches. And you'll see that much of eastern southern Wisconsin, at least as it stands right now with computer guidance, is looking at an 80% or higher chance of seeing that 6-inch snowfall in the eastern parts of the state, and about a 50-50 shot as you get north and west of the Fox Valley. Denise, what time on Friday afternoon will it get worse? That remains to be seen for a specific time frame. I would just generally ballpark it in the 2 to 6 p.m. time frame there. So it will get heavier and steadier as the afternoon and evening wears on, but a lot of it will depend on the eventual track of that low. And of course, we're still 2 days out here, so there can be some wiggle room in terms of where that system eventually ends up. But it will be over the course of the afternoon, and certainly by the evening, we are into the thick of it, shall we say. So let's, I always like to show you some of the potential for, how much snow could we see, how little snow could we see, that kind of deal. Now, this graphic does take into account the snowfall tonight. So this is the realistic low end, so there's a 9 in 10 chance that you get at least this much snow through Saturday evening. So this includes what's falling tonight as well as what comes in Friday and Saturday. And west of the Fox Valley, we're in that 4 to 6 category, 6 to 8 right through the Fox Valley, and 8 to 10 lakeside. Now, this is just a summary of computer guidance, not necessarily my forecast. Now, I'll be taking this guidance into account when I put my map together tomorrow after we have a little bit more data coming into the system. But this just gives you a general sense of how much we could see across the area. This would be the expectation that we, over the next 3 days, at least end up with 6 to 8 inches of snowfall. Now, I always like to show the high end. It does not mean that this will occur. In fact, there's a 10% chance that this occurs, but just to put the high numbers out there, because I've definitely seen some models spitting out some very high numbers with this system. And you'll notice, again, those areas that were in the 6-inch plus category are looking at a high end of 14 plus. Now, again, that does not mean that we're going to see 14 or 15 inches, but it is possible that we would get that much snowfall out of this system. I will go ahead and show you just for the sake of transparency what raw guidance is coming in at. So this is the European weather model. I have started it at Friday 1 a.m. and ended at Saturday 11 p.m. So this again is just going to be the snowfall coming in with that secondary system. This does not include anything that would fall tonight. And you'll notice that much of southern Wisconsin and eastern Wisconsin generally between 5 and 9 inches of snowfall. And this again is the European weather model. Now I will go ahead and toggle this over to the GFS, the American counterpart, and you can see the numbers boosted up a little bit. Now it's worth noting that a couple of days ago, it was the GFS that was downplaying this system and only putting out an inch or two of snow. It has since taken a more westerly track with that storm system and brings some of the heavier snows right on into southern and eastern Wisconsin. I'll go ahead and change the contour in the background just so it matches up with the numbers. So it'll load up here in a second, and you can see those deeper shades of pink and purple would be where the higher end would be. And I do anticipate it's more so southern Wisconsin into lower Michigan as opposed to right through the Fox Valley. I would expect the higher numbers to be to our south. Let me see if the NAM has its numbers on here. Oh, I do get a NAM one. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the NAM forecast, and then we'll go ahead and wrap things up. I've got to get a webcast recorded here for our 24/7 weather channel. So there's the NAM. This NAM stands for North American Mesoscale Model. It's a shorter term model, but here again you'll notice it's very much on the higher end of things with the ballpark average 9-10 inches around the Fox Valley. So there's certainly some guidance support for that heavier snowfall. I will be taking this into account, and we'll get a forecast map put together for tomorrow with more finite ranges of what we would anticipate. Now, there are things that can detract from the heavier snowfall, just as we saw yesterday. If temperatures rise a little warmer and we get above freezing and see a little bit more rain mixing in, that could certainly cut into the numbers. And dry air could always get worked around these stronger lows. And coming out of northeasterly direction, you can pull some dry air in from Canada. So there are certainly some mitigating factors to take into account. But this is still going to be a major storm system with the strong winds and heavy snow blowing, drifting snow. So you definitely want to take it seriously. Even if we only get 4 to 6 inches of snow, you would still be expecting some pretty significant travel issues with that late Friday and into Saturday. And check out the temperature drop we'll see behind this system. Regardless of what snow we have in the area Friday into Saturday, it's going to be bitter cold as we get into the rest of the weekend and the start of next week. We'll have highs single digits, but above zero at least for a couple of days there, and we may have 3 or 4 nights with below zero low temperatures. So dangerous cold setting in, and I do want to show you one more thing, and then I'll leave you with the 7-day forecast, and that's going to be a look at wind chills. These are the forecast wind chills as we get into Sunday morning. You'll notice negative teens to negative, we'll go minus 15 to minus 25. And then as we head into Monday morning, 20s to 30, 35 below zero. So we could definitely have some wind chill alerts coming out, whether that be a wind chill advisory for those wind chills in the 20s below, or the potential for some 35 below or so readings up in north central parts of the state that may trigger a wind chill warning. Regardless, it is going to be bitter cold once both of these systems exit the area. So be on the lookout for some light snowfall overnight tonight, slippery travel tomorrow morning, and then a round of heavier snow with a winter storm coming in Friday into Saturday. So be prepared for these systems, and I will go ahead and sign off for now, but be sure to tune into Action 2 News at 10 coming up in about 20 minutes, and we'll have more updates for you on Action 2 News this morning starting at 4:30 with Chief Meteorologist Steve Baylon. We'll be talking about the potential for the snow that we just detailed, and he and Catherine will be going over any travel issues that we see across the region tomorrow morning, and then I would expect more significant problems late Friday and into Saturday. So be safe out there if you have any traveling to do, and we'll be doing this again tomorrow night and probably again on Friday.